Hello everyone, welcome back to the Maastricht Science Programme. We went out and asked the public of Maastricht what they would like to know about science or if they had any scientific questions. Starting with Karines, we got a lot of questions about the global warming.
Ik wou even vragen wanneer men de oplossing gaat zoeken voor de globale warmteverhoging. Ik vrees dat de wereld naar de voetjes gaat en dat is een situatie die iedereen meemaakt. Dus graag daar een antwoord op.
So on today's episode, we will be discussing about a major problem that our world is facing today, global warming. Before beginning to explain what it is in detail, we first need to learn the differences of weather and climate and what they actually mean. These two terms are often misused as they have the same meaning, while the difference between them is not that complicated to understand. Weather is the short-term differences in minutes to weeks in the atmosphere. In that sense, it can change in weeks, days, or even in minutes. That is why it is possible to have a cloudy and cold weather in the morning and a clear and sunny sky in the afternoon. So the weather is the combination of precipitation, temperature, humidity, and wind in a short period of time. On the other hand, climate is the averaged weather values of a place that occurs in time durations of more than 30 years. So when we talk about the Netherlands, we can say that it has a temperate maritime climate, which means that the country can experience relatively mild winters and summers. Whereas in Amazon rainforests, a tropical rainforest climate can be observed with the characteristics of mostly being hot and humid. How it is normal for the weather to change very rapidly, it is also normal and expected for climate to change too. The only difference is that it takes so much longer. Climate change can be defined as the change in the usual weather found in a place. These changes can be temperature related. It is possible to observe increases or decreases in average temperature or in precipitation rates in years. Talking about our world, we have to think if the Earth's climate is really changing or not. The answer is yes. The change is inevitable and also normal. Earth's climate is changing all the time. There have been times when it was so much warmer or cooler than it is now. The reason behind these large-scale changes is a natural process called the greenhouse effect. The term greenhouse is used as a metaphor because the atmosphere works like one. But what does it mean? And also, what is a greenhouse? A greenhouse is a house that is made up of glass, so that the light can pass through easily. It is used to grow flowers, even vegetables, in times other than their natural seasons. This is possible because of the glass structure it has. The sunlight gets captured inside of the greenhouse and cannot escape, which leads in increasing the temperature. This creates an optimal environment for crops to grow even in the winter weather where the temperature outside drops to low degrees. So now that we all know what a greenhouse effect is, it is time to understand the metaphor and ask, how is Earth a greenhouse? Our Earth is surrounded by atmosphere and the atmosphere have the same purpose as the glass of the greenhouse. Greenhouse gases in the atmosphere do what the roof of a greenhouse does. During the day, the sun shines to the earth and this increases the temperature, causing the earth's surface to get warmer. At night, the surface cools down by releasing the heat back to air. But of course, some of the heat is trapped by the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. These trapped gases keep our earth warmer and they are also needed for the continuity of life. However, we do need to know that if the greenhouse effect is too strong, then the earth will get warmer and warmer. And sadly, this is what's happening right now. We have to realize that this is a threat to life on Earth, and if we do not care about it, it will process even faster. And this is today's biggest environmental problem. Not the change itself, but the rate of it. It is so rapid that our Earth cannot keep up with its speed. This feature of the change is so powerful that it has an impact on nearly everything. From the fluctuations of the ocean levels to the breeding characteristics of the various plant species. And that is the ultimate cause of global warming that we are facing right now. After understanding the important terms and changes, now we can go into detail about the global warming problem. So what actually is global warming? It can be simply explained as an increase in the overall temperature of the Earth's atmosphere that is mainly caused by the extreme greenhouse effect. The reason why the greenhouse effect is becoming dangerous for life on Earth is the excessive release of the heat-trapping gases into the atmosphere. As human beings, we have to take care of our planet, because the main reason of global warming is us. Human activities that release carbon to the atmosphere, which directly increases the greenhouse effect. But how do we actually release carbon into the atmosphere? Did this question ever pop in your mind? Well, if it did, here is the answer. We burn excessive amounts of fossil fuels to drive cars, generate electricity, and operate our homes and businesses. And by doing all these, great amounts of carbon is being released into the atmosphere. Another major source of this disaster is tropical deforestation that we do for our own needs. When these forests are burned, they release excessive amounts of carbon into the atmosphere. And since the forests no longer exist, they also cannot absorb carbon dioxide from the environment and release oxygen, increasing the ratio of the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Heat-trapping gases like carbon dioxide in the atmosphere act like a blanket. They hold the heat inside, causing our planet to get warmer and warmer. This drastic change in the Earth's temperature has far-reaching effects for people all around the world, including increase in wildfires, change in geographical weather by causing more extreme weathers like deadly heat waves and more severe droughts, and so much more. In addition, the amount of ice in the poles are getting lesser and lesser every day because of this temperature increase, causing the sea levels to increase. This change of the environment caused a lot of species to become extinct. Unfortunately, this situation is not something special to the poles. The change of climate forces species all around the world to migrate to other places with a better climate for them to survive. And the species that cannot adapt to the changes or migrate simply get extinct. According to NASA, every one of the past 40 years have been warmer than the 20th century average. 2016 was the hottest year on record. The 12th warmest year on the record have all occurred since 1998. Over the past 130 years, the global average temperature has increased by 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit, with more than half of that increase occurring over only the past 35 years. Isn't it shocking and sad to hear? These facts show how the global warming is a severe threat that our world is currently facing. To get back to Kavin's question, when are we going to find the solution to global warming problem? There are already really effective things that can be done as an individual to reduce the impact of global warming. So what can be done in order to do so? First of all, we have to reduce the impact of greenhouse effect by decreasing the amount of heat-trapping emissions in the atmosphere. We can do this by driving more environment-friendly cars, using the public transportation, being mindful to the electricity usage, and so on. But most importantly, we have to reduce our own fossil consumption. These were some of the things that we can do as individuals, but possible solutions doesn't end with this level. Here comes the help of government and more union people. But how they can help? They can do this by expanding the usage of renewable energy, transforming the energy system that depends less on coal and other fossil fuels, reducing the tropical deforestation, and by building a clean energy economy. These are only a few possible solutions from a much longer list that can be done by someone who has so much more power and impact than a single individual. Unfortunately, today we do not have a technology to end the global warming problem overnight in a magical way. This current situation of our Earth is a result of human activity of thousands of years, and that is why our Earth is going to need time and our consistency to heal. It is very important for a great majority of people to take action about this subject in order to have a larger impact on reducing the greenhouse effect. That is why it is so important for us to share our knowledge and raise awareness about the global warming problem and also its possible solutions. You can start saving our planet simply by helping others to see this video and raise awareness. If you have more questions, please comment below, and also don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up so it is easier for others to find it too. See you in our other videos.